Greetings, I'm Sami Laakso from Snowdale Design and I welcome you to the stream where I will be drawing another illustration for Lands of Galzyr. And those who do not know what the game is about, super short description is an adventuring game set in an open world with a huge number of stories that you can explore and go through every nook and cranny of the region called Galzyr. So that's the type of game it is, with a clever saving mechanism where you can always continue the previous game or continue the next game where the previous one was left off. And without further ado, let's go. Here is the card that I will be illustrating in this stream. I took just like 5 minutes or so before the stream to draw the version you see here on the screen. I will be finishing it up and probably first doing a couple more rounds of sketches before I'm happy with the result, but I didn't want to start the stream quite without anything. So that's the starting point. She's a red fox named Finiena, and she, well, I probably should lower the music a little bit, like so. Been a while since I streamed, so of course I forgot that. If the sound levels and well, audio and video in general are fine, it would be nice to hear from someone in the chat. From my end, they seem to be okay. So Finiena is a red fox. It's a companion card, which is shown at the top here with the green card type icon with the chameleon. The same here with the card number banner on the top right is also green to indicate the same thing, because there are multiple different card types in the game, including companions. So you sometimes can meet folk during your adventures where they would like to join you for a little while, and Finiena is one of those characters. Here we have the illustration which we'll be drawing today. We have 2 tags, so Finiena has both the tags thievery and sailor, and in the digital storybook that you use to read out the stories in Lands of Galzyr, various tags will give you benefits in the stories. So if you are ever asked if you have a thievery or a sailor tag and you have Finiena with you, you will have some special things happening. Then we have short story text. In Finiena's case, it's really short. Most have more space, but Finiena has so much going on that we only have a single space for that. And excuse me, have a little bit of a cough, but trying to mute whenever I can. So here we have the box with the verbs unlock and observe. So whenever you have a skill check where you are trying to unlock something, usually lock a door, something in that among those lines, or you're trying to observe, so looking ahead or stuff like that, you will get 2 successes from Finiena. She's going to help you with those. And she has her own scene here in this dark brown box. So if you visit Meratul, which is a forest in Galzyr, you can try to find treasure with her by taking the story scene 117 And the final one, final thing to note here is the blue box, which is a timed effect. So after 5 days, Finiana being with you, you will have to discard her, so she will go back to the library. She'll stick with you for a bit less than a week. Welcome to the stream, Lion, and she's saying that Finiana is a beautiful name. Thanks. I can't quite remember if it was if I named it, or maybe the co-designer Seppo named Finiana. Might be that way. So here I have super rough early sketch of of her, which we're going to finish up in this stream. If anyone has any questions during the stream, feel free to ask. If anything about my games, but Lands of Galzyr, anything you wish, so we can have a little bit of a conversation going on. Otherwise, I'm probably going to be quite silent. Maybe some some or overview on when I draw, but mostly it's going to be kind of silent. So here I have the drawing. I have some reference images of foxes, and here's how the card looks like. As these are elements that I have in the different program, but I have them here as well in my drawing file, so I can see them. Let's zoom in a little. So as she has the verbs unlock and observe, I was hoping to communicate those as well, at least in a little bit in the illustration. That's why I have the super rough looking spyglass on the holster here. And as for the map she's holding, I wanted to add that because she has the special scene. So when you meet her, she will talk about this treasure that she's trying to locate in Meratu. So that's why I wanted to include the map, so it conveys that her storyline of trying to locate the treasure. She's not actually a pirate, but some of her grandparents were, and she really looks up to them and kind of wants to be a pirate, but there's no pirating in the era that the game takes place. But it doesn't mean that she could idolize some pirates and that kind of look like one herself. I also wanted as added one eye patch. She has maybe lost her eye in some battle or something. I don't have any other characters with eye patches yet, so felt fitting if we had one would be Finiana. So I quite like this quick sketch that so that's this is how the card will look like, but the art has to go even further. So I'm trying to also fill the available space nicely with her illustration. That's why her tail is here on the right and map on the left. But I think I might be able to make her a little bit bigger. maybe like so to fill in even more of the space available. I also have multiple different backgrounds that I can use for companions, but for Finian I thought it would be fitting to have this really open space background. I have also like a city background and a forest and a mountain, but this felt the most fitting for her. I'm thinking about the spyglass. I think I want to search for. I want a reference image on some of those collapsible ones. We already have a spyglass in the game, but I don't want this to look exactly the same. I want this to be like a small one that you can put together, like, or collapse itself. So checking some, maybe that's nice. Something like that. So here was the first sketch, and here's the second. I could still add some more stuff, but there's always a balance of having enough detail and not too much. But also not too little, obviously, either. Welcome to the stream, Sir Spinner. Good evening to you as well. Nice to have you here. I even have the chat visible here at the top, in case, because, well, it's nice for people to see it, and especially if you watch it later as video on demand, YouTube sometimes will lose the chat, and then my rambling makes even less sense when people can't see who I'm talking to. Welcome to the stream, Triple. Great Fox. Why the keyboard mask? Not exactly sure what you mean by that. So I think I'm quite happy with the line art, which will be hidden in the final piece, but that's how it goes. So I think I'm going to start coloring her in. Sir Spinner says that the belt already looks really good. Wait until we add some color to it. So I use the line art to get the rough mask already done, but usually it needs a little bit of refining on some of the, especially these tight corners, but it's really fast way to start. It's good to use a little bit of extra time to make this quite nice, because I'm going to draw all the other coloring stuff on top of this layer and use this as an alpha mask for the transparency. Need some darker brown for the belt. I can change the colors really easily later, so I'm not too concerned about that right now. Just getting the borders nice and crisp between where the colors change. Welcome to the stream, Sulla Felix. Looks good, a lot of character already. Some darkish color for the eye patch. Probably some cold rings, unless they don't have enough contrast in the final one. I can then make, for example, silver, but if I make the ears like have enough contrast, shouldn't be a problem. And let's make some lighter color for the map. Just so it has enough contrast against her hands. Although her hands will probably, I think, yeah, I have here a reference that foxes have quite dark paws, so that's not going to be a problem with the map. Nice to have a lot of contrast between her hands and the map. Let's add a new layer for the spyglass, just so it's easier to change its color if I so want. Let's just pick something darker so I can see it for now. Yeah, let's change it. Maybe it can be golden. Usually try to limit the color palette of each individual piece, so there's not like 20 different colors, but like for example here I want probably the spyglass to actually be the same color as her earpiece. Sula is asking, how's the production coming along? Are you most focused on the card creation at this stage, and how many cards remains to be completed? So by the word production, I usually refer to actual manufacturing. So let's call this development or content creation. So manufacturing is going to begin next year, and we hope to have all the physical stuff ready, files for physical components ready by the end of this year. That includes the map, game board, all the cards, rules, adventure boards, anything that comes physically in the game box when you receive it. And we are going to then move and concentrate even more on the digital storybook after the end of this year. We are doing them in parallel even now, but we are going to can move all the resources on that front after all the files are ready. And as for those, which I think you were actually asking, almost everything is ready as for the cards and rules, gamebox art, all that. This is like I have a little list for myself on stuff that I need to draw. So this is, I have 2 companion cards. This is one of them. The other one is a tortoise. And then I have like 1 additional local status card, and then I have the month cards, which was the stretch goals that we hit, which increased the number of unique art pieces in the month cards from 2 to 12. So each month will have its unique art. So I have like little bit over 10, 12, 13 pieces of art that I need to draw. And we have almost all the quest cards done, and then the other illustrator, Jesus Delgado, will draw still a few more additional cards. But the production and the development is going nicely. Next week I'll probably going to post the next update on GameFound, and I'll cover more in that, as it's then been roughly 1 month from the previous update. Let's work a little bit on her colors, because she's not going to be this light orange color all around, but rather we need some really like white on her chest. Let's do some really rough coloring first. White over there as well as here. You're welcome, Sulla or Felix, but whichever you prefer. Then maybe need darker orange going towards her hands, and also well somewhere around there. Face also be a little bit darker, I think. want white as the door. There was inquiry on Discord about an expansion for Dawn of Peacemakers. Sorry, I didn't catch that. We'll have to see that after the stream. What was the result and what are my thoughts about it? Currently, I do have plans for Dawn of Peacemakers, but as it's already a bit, well, it's not a super old game, but on the older side, and I have learned a lot and heard a lot of feedback based on the base game since release. I'm currently planning on probably actually doing a whole rework on Dawn of Peacemakers and like releasing a 2.0 version instead of an expansion, because there's some major things in the base game that I would wish to change, and also an expansion for a campaign game like that with a linear campaign with a clear start and end is kind of problematic, because after thinking about it a lot, there's probably going to be the expansion would either have to continue from the base game, which would make it difficult for people to sell the expansion to anyone who hasn't actually finished the campaign. And then if I make it a separate like storyline, then it can be difficult to use the same components from the base game in the expansion, and then it would like be almost like a standalone. So currently I have plans on actually reworking the system. Like the base rules would be pretty much the same, but there's a lot of overhead on many of the things. Like there's no special abilities on the characters, which people really would have wanted there to be, and the setup is kind of long in that one, and I have a lot of new fresh ideas after spending time away from the game and designing new different stuff to make the setup way faster, like over twice as fast. It can take, if you set up Dawn of Peacemakers alone, it can take like 15-20 minutes if you have to do everything by yourself. But after the rework that I have planned, the like setup would take 5 to 10 minutes, if even that. First Spinner says, had that feeling, but nice to hear you heart is still with this game. I think you refer to Dawn of Peacemaker with this game in this case. Yeah, it was a passion project for sure. Like I wanted to make a game that there isn't quite anything like it, and I feel like I succeeded in that, but because it tread so much new ground, like it's so unique that there was a lot of stuff that I had to like do for the first time, both personally, and I don't think there's anything quite like it in the gaming world even still. So it was a huge task to do, and many different difficulties, and I think that based on what I have learned on the after creating the game initially, that I could make it a lot better for new people. And because the first print run was so small, not many even have the first edition, so it would be like perfect opportunity to re-release it as a new 2.0 version, and with some like discounts for the few who already have the base game already. But it's like new game for most actually, so that I would want to make the first impression of the game even better than it currently is. A long-winded answer. As for the drawing, I still can't draw and talk about stuff outside the actual drawing at the same time. It's something that I should probably try to get better, but I don't stream that often, so when I answer questions, I just notice myself that, oh, I haven't been drawing in a while, because I just like get into the talking and forget about everything else. Start to be really happy with the colors, and when that happens, I can continue to adding detail, shadows, etc. But first I want to have all the base colors there. Now I want either make the belt darker in the middle or on the outside. I'm not sure which would fit better. Yeah, I really like the colors on this one. Yeah, yeah, I think I have most of the base pretty much done, so I can continue to other stuff. Just going to crank the saturation of her fur up. Because I like really bright colors. Currently adding shadows. Welcome to the stream, Anton. Looking good. Thanks. Anton asking how many drawings left to go until the game's graphics are done. Yeah, Spinners are replying already. List for Tortoise and a couple of more cards. Yeah, so just a few companion cards. Then the month cards, which were on a stretch goal to have all the 12 be different from each other. So currently I have just 2 done and sketches for the rest, but I haven't finished up as it will be like large panorama where always the next month will like continue the artwork from the previous one. So you can even put them all side to side or like form a circle if you want that the artwork will continue always to the next month. Only a handful of drawings left. I can almost already remove the board outlines and everything looking nice. Panorama sounds cool. Yep, Spinner's the circle of Lands of Galzyr. Is this a secret quest? No, it's not a secret quest. Now is probably my favorite part, well, where I'm pretty much happy with everything else, and I'm going to just add a lot of detail everywhere. Let's add one more layer for the whiskers. I never want to add those to the same layer as anything else, so I can really easily adjust them. And treasure map, welcome to the stream. X digital treasure map needs a big red X. Oh yeah, I will add stuff to the map, and if I can fit a red X, it would of course look really nice. Currently it's like a blank, but I will add detail to it. Might even be a good idea to do it quite soon. Just so I can add the detail on top of that as well. Have I thought about giving her a small satchel to store the map? Maybe she can just like tuck it under her like this. I'm not sure what this should be called, like a belt or some sort. Maybe she holds it like under it or something like that. I thought a little bit about that just in the beginning of the stream. Like it's always a balance of adding enough detail to the illustration but not too much and not too little, so it doesn't look too busy and it looks interesting, and of course have to be taken into account the scale. Like you can see now it's like a huge huge drawing here, but when you have it on the actual card, there's the sketch that we start with. I think she has gotten quite a lot of personality since then. Like there's a limited. It's quite small. Let's see. Like here's a companion card, and it's you can regular sized playing card, and you can see that the drawing is quite small. Like my finger or hand can hide the whole thing, and you have to get really close to see it bigger. So it's a balance, taking into account the scale of the image in the final game, and having enough detail to make it interesting in the correct format. That's also why I made it like she holds her map on the other side, so the art extends to the left, and I added her tail to the right, so I have also art there. And if you imagine the art without either of those, or if they would be like on the same side or something, it would be really one-sided and not as balanced. So I'm quite happy with the current like layout or the posing of the character. Yeah, Anton says, and burned edges to the map. Let's see how it looks when we're closer to getting it done. Currently fixing all the rough edges of the artwork, and then we can make final tweaks as necessary. Like now I'm polishing all the rough spots of the artwork, and it's like this is the spot where I just do it until I'm happy. There's no clear ending. I just jump from place to place, and whatever feels interesting to do, I'll move there. Eye highlights are one of my all-time favorite things to add at some point, because they add so much character to the illustration. And well, eyes in general. it's just something that we naturally look almost immediately. Like compare this this eye to this one. Let's see, we have this one map in the game, so planning on reusing the graphics on that a little bit. From this this Spinner says, cool to see an existing card be reused in a small detail on another card. Glad you see it that way instead of being lazy or anything. Just thinking that if I want to have the big red X, it would have to show Meratu, because that's where her quest leads her, and Meratu is like on the bottom center of the map. Thinking if I have, it would be really fun to actually see the X in Meratu on her map. So I might have to, like, this area here, I'd use this in a way that I could show like the X would be like somewhere around this part. So if I have this folding, you know, a bit differently, I might be able to show it. Let's just play around with it a little bit, because it would be really fun Easter egg to see, to notice. Xdigital saying a pic or picture of shovel and dirt on the backside. Like let's remove her hand for a second. So maybe if the map would fold something. And let's put the card here so I can actually see how it goes. So this is behind currently. Because if it would be something like this, the X would be so actually here's the map. Here's the map, and Meratu is here. So pretty much it's not quite middle bottom, but a little bit on to the left. But this is where she wants to go. So I'll see if I can to show an X there. Be really cool. Unfortunately, I didn't think about it sooner, but let's try it out. So it would be roughly roughly there. Thinking of different ways to make it move it higher. Would be like something like this. So if I can make it with a little bit less effort, that would be nice. Let's add the hand back. Like maybe Because if I add like this extra map here on the left, I can like shift the map and add the X like here, which would be cool. So I'm just trying to maneuver the map on her hands. Work like that without, just wouldn't have to. Hope I don't have to draw her hand all over again, but let's see. It goes, for example, like that. Trying to think how she would hold it. Welcome to the stream, Nix. Little hello while you're busy uploading stuff. Yep, doing really good progress. Anton saying just dedication to detail, respect. It would be just like wasted opportunity, and it would annoy me every time I would see her card that there's no X on Meratu, and I can't have that. And you would also be annoyed knowing that there could be an X in Meratu, but there isn't one. I might even not need her left arm here, like put it here off screen, like that. Let's remove these sides. How much does it currently? You can see her arm a little bit. We could just make it so it not. Like maybe it even ends like this. And her arm goes. This could also curl the other way around. Doesn't look as nice. No, I'm committed. Yes, I am. Could she point at something? Like towards the right? What's It would look kind of weird, like holding the map on one hand and then pointing totally different direction. Maybe from the pointing idea, maybe the map just hangs around something like that, and she's actually, I'm not sure how it's her left. Like, what's the point of her? What's the point of her pointing to the map? Could work. Something like this. Like asking you that maybe we can go there, pointing like, let's head this way. Just double the time working on this. I don't care. I only care about the finished piece. Yeah, I think I like this versus pointing. It's like she's asking you if we can go there. Anton saying, not sure did the link come to an image. I am not sure what you mean by that. Yeah, I think YouTube will like remove links if you have any. Let's do it like this so I don't show stuff to others. So here's links Anton is sharing. This one and this one. Yeah, this wouldn't be impossible, like behind my cam, like pointing like that, because this one is a bit weird, but this might work. I do like this version also where she's just pointing to the map itself, but I can make a quick I'll make a quick version versus, or let's steal her arm. Something like, well, I can't quite. It's in a different perspective, so I'll have to draw it again, but she would be something like that, and then pointing this way. Hands are always hard, especially when I try to make them quite faithful to the animal, but just something real fast to get an idea. To get a fast idea. Let's see with the card like that. I can always put this hand on top of the this banner on the right, so that's not the problem that it's below that. I can put it on top. So do we like this more or this one? Hard choice, because I kinda like both. Well, this is quite close to our current one, so it would be it would be faster to make this version. The story for Fidiana hasn't been written out yet, but basically she has a map, and she has it has like marked spot in Meratu, and she wants to go and find the treasure over there. So both make sense, like she's either pointing to the map and saying I want to go there, or she can be pointing like to the right here, like saying Meratu is that way, can we go there? Next digital thing, print the hologram with both poses, like so her hand is moving moving between the two positions. This does fill the space also really nicely, but I'm saying map pointing makes a bit more sense. Yeah, maybe. I think we can go with this. Just Let's make the hand a little bit bigger. Let's keep the old one in a different folder, so start duplicating it, so I can always go back if I feel like it. But so in these cases, I always like to go one layer at a time and adjust everything as needed. Sulla is saying, I think the composition is better with map pointing. Sir Spinner saying, I think the pointing makes more movement instead of an action. Yeah, it's like she would be pointing once there, but this is like she's maybe even reading the map. So might be make more sense to have this drawing to be like all the time there. Like she's points once, but then after that she's no longer pointing there. Someone did say about adding the X quite soon in the stream, but I didn't then think about the precursion or the what would happen if I were to do so. Would have saved time, but oh well. Oh well, it's okay. When she points at the map, she's depending on the players to help. So Spinner saying, thanks for always being open-minded, and I'm just going to read the rest. You can see it on the screen. Next layer is texturing. Shadows, which make no sense in these parts. then let's go and we need a different part of the map. Sure, this is actually drawn by Jesus, so I'm thinking that there should be like a full map somewhere and not just individual parts. I'm struggling to find where that is. Not there. Not there. Color palette stuff. Not over there. This has an older version of it, so it's not in that folder. So many layers. It is possible because this has like 3 folds that he has only drawn this, and this, but not like these 2 that I actually need in this case. Because those are just these these 2 parts. Those are on the back. Yeah, I think there actually isn't those 2 that are not visible on this map. They don't exist. So even more work. Let's all-night project. So it seems, because now I can't like reuse the map like super fast, but I have to actually add the missing part to the map. Let's see. I need the actual map here as a reference, and then let's scale it. So it's roughly like there, about like that. This actually did have some layers on it, so I can at least take that and that. Oh, there's some transparency going on with the water, of course there is. So let's... I could copy more, but I think it's faster now. This kind of like a rabbit hole that we went in, but it's too late to go back now. Doesn't need to be super neat because it's so small in the card. Just close enough would be fine. And we can say hello to Kenzie fast. She wants some attention. And who doesn't like some cat streams? Just need 2 hands to draw, so she will have to go soon. Kenzie is about 1.5 years old. And he's really trying his best to distract me. He's really good at that. Welcome to the stream, Waki ABX. Where's the blue tongue skink with a knife? He's an older drawing that I have done, and you can find in the channel, like the previous live stream or something like that. All the previous ones were gameplay, but previous drawing stream was the blue tongue skink. And obviously I didn't have drawing already done for this because I didn't have it done. So I will update the thumbnail to Finiena once the drawing of her is complete. But yeah, that's why the thumbnail doesn't match, because, well, I don't have it yet for the correct one. Map is almost good enough for this. Just adding the borders, then checking if there's something I need to. Then add. Oh, of course, the red X, that needs to be added. Obviously, can't forget that, because can't forget the sole reason I'm still in this rabbit hole. Can't forget that one. Probably want to use different red just so it's more visible. Something like that. Let's see, it's a tiny bit empty still on some of the newer parts, so just adding some trees, some of this grass, like that, some more trees. Another windmill, crappy looking windmill. And some mountains still up here. Except I want that. And that should be pretty nice. And then let's and then we can see most of our work going behind her hands and stuff. Why not? Because we have it, so let's make the tiny corner still. Still not as bendy looking as I would like. Yeah, that's way better. And now we're kinda back where we left off. Finally. At least you now can't complain too much about recycling. Recycling the or reusing the map because I had to pretty much do it all again. Just increase the size and visibility of the X. Yeah, this is way longer stream than I was planning and expecting, but that happens. Can finally start fixing other stuff. But yeah, this pose is, well, there wasn't really anything wrong with the old pose, but I really like that she's pointing to the spot where she wants to move. have a little a little helper. Doesn't quite know where he wants to go. I still don't like the our spyglass. It's like one of the last things I'm not satisfied with. It's not as clearly defined as I want it to be. Yep, needs more depth. Can't say. Don't. Thanks for joining the stream, Sir Spinner. Last time, pirate ship. Well, quite fitting. So this is almost ready, making some final adjustments. But here's how she looks as of now. We'll make some really final details and tweaks, but really happy how she turned out. And thanks for spending time in the stream. Adding some final additional shadows. So add a little bit more 3 dimensions. Make it less flat. I think she's pretty much ready now. Really happy how she turned out. I could still try a few different backgrounds, although I'm almost sure I'm not going to find a better one. Thanks for joining the stream, Sir Spinner. It was fun for you to join the stream once again. Let's see. So I was also thinking about this forest background, as she wants to go to Meratu, which is a forest. It does work as well, but I think it's weirder for her to point at her map to go to Meratu, which is a forest, if she is already in a forest, although not all forests are Meratu, but even still I think it doesn't work quite as nicely. Here's the settlement background, and because she's orange, she kinda gets lost in there. Here's the mountain, which is kinda okay, but I do like this with a lot of sky on it the most for her, I think. Mountain isn't half bad either, but I think I like this one the best. So let's go with that, and I get to cross off one of the final drawings on my list. I do have it on computer as well, but I like to have it here because then it's never gets lost behind windows and stuff like that. Yeah, I like the white clouds. They fit her description and her spirit, and like she likes to be at sea, and this is the closest one because I don't have a specific sea background, because you're always like walking in the game on land. So this is like the closest one that I have for an open sea. So that's why I was thinking about this one, and which is why I used it as a reference during drawing. Yep, I really like how she turned out, and I hope you will have memorable experiences when you meet her in variety of situations, and if you choose to try to find a treasure with her and have some fun adventures with Niena. I assume that was supposed to be 100%. Yes. So thanks everyone for joining in the drawing stream for Lands of Galzyr. The game is currently, we have late pledges open, and you can find links in the description for the website, and on our website there's plenty of previews, playthroughs, link to the late pledge on GameFound And if you're looking at this even later, then we have like pre-orders or even orders available on the website, depending really on when you're looking at this stream. But thanks everyone for joining, and I hope to see you next time. I still have like just a few remaining drawings. I think these companions are really nice for the streams, because they like tell a little story in themselves. So I do have one tortoise one, which actually was the one who won the competition or the voting on GameFound, and we implemented a whole quest arc for them. So I still need to draw that companion that joins you if you choose to pick up that quest. But thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening or day, wherever you're looking and whatever time it is in your time zone. Thank you and bye.